Hello everybody, Shelly here. I have like this big box of BH Cosmetics items because I did Sylvie Ganny, I think that's how you pronounce it, palette, and I was so impressed with it I went ahead and ordered a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna try to put this in somewhat order. I'll be back in just 1 second. All right, I'm back. I did not mean to order all this stuff, but I was so excited and the prices were so good. I thought, you know what? I just kept adding and adding and adding, and I'm pretty sure I have a whole face. I think I'm just gonna jump into it. I have no knowledge of any of the BH Cosmetic stuff other than the one palette that I did a video for already. Okay, I'm gonna start with a primer. This is the Studio Pro Anti-Shine Anti-Brilliance. It's a lightweight gel that minimizes the look of large pores, fine lines, and wrinkles. Kind of cute little tube. I smell nothing on this, so that's good. It's kind of a neutral sort of, I'd call it a light beige maybe color, but it looks like it doesn't change the skin tone at all. Feels good, actually. It feels like that Too Faced primer I tried recently. It feels smooth on the skin, almost silky. I probably used too much. And I didn't buy an eyelid primer. I'm gonna just smooth some on my eyelids as well, and we'll see how that dries down. Because I'm doing a full face, I don't want to take up your time and do 3 looks with one of these palettes. You're gonna have to let me know if you want multiple looks out of one of these palettes, if any of them jump out at you, interest you, and you're like, okay, wait, that sparked my attention. What can I do with it? You're just gonna have to leave me a comment. I also bought a concealer palette, concealer and corrector, light 6-color palette. And then I have a foundation. So I didn't buy like a separate concealer. I do have some brow highlighters and some things like that. And I think we can kind of come up with a full face of something here. Plastic, kind of feels a little lightweight. I like the kind of minimalist. Of course, now that I have fingerprints all over it from my primer fingers. I like the packaging. And it looks like this. Now, I know that you can use like greens to cover up redness, or you can use peach color to cover up darkness. So I'm going to go in with a couple of these and just sort of see. So like I have some redness right here. I'm going to use the green on this, and we'll just see if it doesn't minimize some of that. It has been forever since I've done any like correcting. The consistency is fine. It's a cream product. Boy, if this covers up my red glass marks and works well, maybe this will be my new kind of go-to. I kind of forget about correctors. Okay, I'm looking for any other redness I might have to cover up with the green. I don't remember what the yellow does. I'm gonna go into this kind of peachier color here just for some under eye circles. And I am doing this first because I want to see how the foundation lays on top of it. Sometimes when you use concealer products, they kind of move around a little bit, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I don't know how long it needs to like dry down or anything like that. Okay, it's obviously too light for my normal skin tone, which I kind of expected. I'm not going to do much more than that. I'm just going to leave that as it is for now, and then if I have to come back to it, I will. Now, this is the BH Liquid Foundation, Naturally Flawless. Pretty good sized bottle. I mean, it's a 1 fluid ounce. You know what? This package reminds me a little bit of like a Becca BH Liquid Foundation. I got this in light olive. I'm gonna shake it up first. I've got kind of a dollop on my hand, and I'm just gonna use a flat top foundation brush and kind of just see how this looks on my skin. So it's a little light on first application. We'll warm this up. This looks like it's from Germany. Well, it says it's from Burbank. It's distributed in Burbank maybe, but there's also a German address on it. Our new and improved BH Liquid Foundation now includes hyaluronic acid to help keep skin hydrated. The lightweight formula imparts a natural looking satin finish and provides medium to full coverage. 1 pump on a brush got, well, I don't even know if it's 1 pump. I'm gonna try some more over here. It doesn't have, I mean, it's a little bit of a clean scent, but it doesn't smell like it's fragranced. It always surprises me when you do like a face full of one brand, how well the products work together. I know I recently did a face full of Too Faced products, and it's like some of it I liked, some of it I didn't. And you kind of wonder, are they meant to be used together, or are they really just kind of like, you know, you pick one product because of a situation you're trying to resolve. I don't know why my under eyes looking a little red there. I think this is pretty light, but as far as this tone goes, it's actually not bad. It's just maybe too light of a shade for me. I probably should have mixed a couple different shades. Coverage looks okay with a brush application. Aside from being a little bit light, me feeling a little bit washed out, of course now my lips look really bright because I wiped off all the excess foundation. The coverage isn't bad, my skin feels fine. We'll see how it oxidizes and wears over time. I don't know that I would call it full coverage, because I do still see some marks and stuff peeking through even when I use that color corrector. So I'm gonna go back over it. A little green right there. We'll see how that looks over time. A little green up here, and then a little peach right in here. I gotta admit, it's not great. I'm just gonna use my finger in this kind of neutral sort of color. I look so washed out and pale right now. One of these palettes I got says Run Wild by Tina Young, and it looks like it might have some face products in it too. Nice, kind of a trifold palette. And it looks like it gives me a bunch of shades, some highlighters, and some blushes, and maybe a bronzer. Although the bronzer doesn't look too orange here. Okay, it's a warmer colored bronzer already. It's okay. There's a lot of kick up in the pan though. All right, so far so good. I don't mind that as a kind of bronzer. I feel like I got some cheekbones again. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this one right here, which is called Daydream. And although the orange really looks fun, called Crush. Flaunt It looks good too. I'm gonna just go in with Daydream, the lightest color first. Oh, you know what? I have another blush. Bought this too. I forgot about this. So this is a floral blush, dual cheek color. We're gonna try this instead. This feels very familiar. Little, it's almost like a ColourPop type cardboard case. It does have a mirror, and it has two colors of blush on here. Pretty little stamped. So you can see I've got kind of a warmer color and more of a pink color. I like the flowers stamped on it. It's kind of pretty. I'm just gonna use kind of a fluffier brush here, and you know what? Might as well just kind of swirl the colors together. Tap it into it. A lot of fallout on both of these. And pretty rosy. A lot of pigment, and the shine on it doesn't look horrible. And we're gonna wait on any kind of highlighter until the end just to see how it works. This is a really pretty palette though. I'm actually kind of just looking at the colors in here. The colors are very vibrant. Run Wild, Tina Young. So here's the rest of the eyeshadow palettes that I got. Obviously the one that's got the full face on it, which is kind of fun to try. And then all of these came in too. One of them was a free one because it was like you spend a certain amount and you get one for free. And I think the free one was called Illusion. I think that's this one. Now, I did take a peek at these just to make sure that none of them are broken. And the one thing I noticed about this, these pans are itty bitty. Like I can cover one up with my finger. And that's really orange. Okay, so I would say that they're smaller than the size of a dime. Now the colors are pretty. I mean, so this one's called Illusion. I mean, you basically have a rainbow of colors. It seems like there's a lot of shimmers in it though. This next one is called Romantic Nomad. Again, with the small pans. The colors are less vibrant. Like this is the Illusion over here, and this is the Romantic Nomad. And I do like these greens. I'm not seeing anything that looks like an exact dupe, so I'm curious. The packaging is kind of cute. This one is called Digital Future. So this is Digital Future. Again, with the tiny pans. That might be interesting because it doesn't look like one that I would normally gravitate towards. This one is called Opalescent. This is 24 shades. Pretty packaging. Again, the cardboard. They all seem to have mirrors in them, which is good. And that's the pan. It's kind of pretty. It seems like there's more than 24. You know, we've got a lot of neutrals and some peachy colors and just a couple purples. That's it with Opalescent. And then obviously I showed you the Run Wild already. This is the last one. This is called Smitten in Switzerland. This one was kind of the reason why I got all as much stuff. I thought this palette would be really pretty. And these pans are so much bigger than these ones are. I mean, look at the size difference between the two of them. I think you get pretty much the same amount of shades, right? 16, yeah. You get the same amount of shades, but these pans are significantly bigger, which of course makes me a little bit more drawn to them. And there's some fun colors in here. You know, I really like the greens. These greens are really pretty. I don't even mind that orange, might be kind of fun. I almost like the orange more than like a bright yellow these days, I guess. I don't know. The rosé colors are really pretty. The neutrals are fine. It's got a dark black color. This actually could be a really fun palette if the quality and consistency is what we experience with the Sylvie Gani palette. I gotta be honest, these little tiny pans don't interest me as much as the big ones do. Out of the 6 palettes that I purchased in this huge mess of, did I really need all these palettes? I'm actually gonna use this Romantic Nomad palette. The packaging is cute. It does have a mirror. The mirror's kind of like, okay. Doesn't really want to bend back all the way. Set up where it kind of makes sense. For whatever reason today, I'm kind of drawn to some of the pinks and purples. There is kind of a lighter shade right here. It looks like a matte, kind of a pale pink color. So we're gonna use that just on the lids. Oh yeah. It actually had pretty good coverage. Do I need to move you guys in a little bit? Are you guys okay at this distance? Maybe I'll bring you in just a little bit. Moving along here. So I'm gonna take this kind of peachy color up here as kind of a transition shade. And while it's not super pigmented, it's exactly what I wanted. And I feel like I'm getting less kick up in these eyeshadow pans than I did in the face colors. So far, so good. What color are we gonna do next? I think I'm gonna go into this plummy color in my crease. Now, I feel like there was a lot of pigment in the Sylvie Gani palette, so let's just see. Oh yeah, that's okay. They are pigmented, and I feel like a little goes a long way, but it's also a pretty dark color too. So even though that color initially went on pretty saturated, it actually blends out pretty well, I think. Not super exciting so far. Okay, I'm gonna take this kind of the darker purple. Let's get that in the outer corner. I feel like I need a little bit more of this kind of burgundy plummy color because I do want to see that kind of gradient ombre effect. And that plum color is significantly warmer than the purple was. I think I'm going to try both of these, this purpley kind of shimmer and then this almost lilac colored shimmer, which looks a little pink in the viewfinder, but they're both kind of more purple colors. So I'm just going to use a little bit on my finger. I'm going to put this in the outer half, just bumping it up against that dark purple, and then I'll switch and do the lighter color, lilac color right now, just on the inner maybe third. All right, now that I have that on, I'm gonna take, I'm not using any more product, but I'm just gonna use the brush that I used on the lightest sort of apricot-y color to just kind of soften up that line. I don't want like a firm cut crease kind of situation. Even though the colors go on super pigmented, they do sheer out pretty well without lifting too much. They just feel like they've blended pretty well. So far with the BH Cosmetics formula, I mean, granted this is only my second palette that I played with, but I'm kind of okay with that. I don't know why I bought 2 of these. And I think they're exactly the same, but this is a brow highlighter. And it looks like it might be dual-ended, so I don't know if one's a shimmer and one's a matte. And honestly, that color corrector, I think it worked okay, but I felt like it maybe didn't dry down as much as I would have liked it to. I kind of would expect a color corrector to go on and then stay put. So I've got a matte side that's kind of more of a pinky color, and then I have a shimmer side that's a lot more light. I don't know if you can see these 2 colors here that I just sort of swatched, but we're gonna use the matte one up against my brow bone. You're like, Shell, why are you doing it in this order? Well, because I forgot. Gotten some drawn on, and I'm gonna take a small, almost flat brush and just kind of pat it around. I actually really like the matte brow bone as a kind of a concealer stick. I like the matte as a concealer much more than I did the color corrector. And I'm going to put a little bit of this brighter shimmer right in that inner tear duct, bring it down just a little bit. I would like to actually maybe try this for a cut crease and see how that performs, but so far, okay. I'm okay with that. I'm not feeling like I made a poor choice. I don't have any buyer's remorse so far. So I have several different eyeliners. I bought 3 different colors in like a pencil and then 1 liquid. So I might try a couple of these. This one actually is called beige, and I was thinking I could use this for maybe tight lining if I want to do, you know, situations like that. It says it's waterproof. I think all of these are. Yeah, all of these are waterproof. So I'm going to use the black. This is a BH liquid eyeliner in the color black. I'm going to use the black on my top lid, and then I'll use one of the color ones on the bottom maybe. Package is typical standard. Without looking at it, feels like a, yep, it's like a felt tip liner. Sometimes that gives me a little bit more control because I don't really love liquid eyeliners that much. Okay, I'm getting it up there pretty close to my lash line pretty well. It didn't seem to move. It does have a thicker point. I feel like that the one shimmer, the lightest shimmer, kind of creased a little bit. Maybe an eyelid primer would have been better. And I'm just going over to kind of press it in because what I don't want is like super crepey looking eyelids. We have a blue, a brown, and a beige. Beige isn't gonna work. Blue with the purple or brown? I think I'm gonna have to do the brown. I think I'm gonna do the brown just to try out the formula, and then maybe we'll dust a little bit of one of the purple, maybe the plumbing color on it. Okay, so this says it is a power pencil. This is in warm brown, waterproof eyeliner. I've seen some of the BH Cosmetics at Ulta, but I haven't bought any from there. I bought the Sylvia Gani palette at some discount place, I think, and was impressed with it. Enough so that I went on to their actual website and bought some more stuff. Okay, so this is the power pencil. This is a waterproof, and it is a smooth, kind of creamy formula, and I like it. That formula was not hard to use at all. It wasn't too waxy. There wasn't anything about it that I disliked. I am gonna try to kind of buff out that line a little bit. I want to go back into this kind of plummy color right here. It's kind of a burgundy, plummy, I don't know. This is the one I used for my crease. I'm going to use some of that on the lower lash line too, just to kind of tie in the colors a little bit more. And I'm basically going right over the top and then down just a little bit. I know it kind of seems like a lot. I normally don't do quite so much because it can kind of make your eyes look even smaller. I got a mascara, and normally I don't take a lot of risks with mascara. Either I know it's a good formula and I'm inclined to try it, or I get it as a sample and then I try it that way and then decide if I like it. So this one I know nothing about. This one's called the Stellar Flash. It is a volumizing mascara, and I'm pretty sure I got black. It doesn't say that this is like waterproof or anything like that. I'm not seeing it on the packaging. A little bit of a curved one, kind of what you'd expect in a volumizing mascara. And okay. I feel like this mascara is more of a black brown and not like a true black. Now, some people really don't like purple eyeshadow, and I normally don't even think about it because I think sometimes it can make your eyes look red. But these tones actually seem like they're okay. I'll have to see what it looks like when I go into edit, but from what I can tell in the mirror and in the viewfinder, it's not bad. I might actually use this again. We'll see if it transfers at all. Sometimes when you've got like almond-shaped eyes that are smaller, you get a lot of transfer down below, and so I'll be curious to see how this wears. Okay, moving on to lips. What do I have here? 2 lip liners, a cashmere cream, and a liquid lipstick. Let's swatch some of these. So the first lip liner is called Nude. So we have one. This is the Nude lip liner, and it's soft. The next one I got is called Samantha. When I looked at the end of the box, I was thinking, okay, that looks awfully purple, but then actually looking at it, let's go in with the Samantha. Oh, and I just broke the tip off. Does it have a sharpener? No. All right, so we're not going to use this one right now. It's kind of a little cooler of a color. I actually really like the color. The next thing I have is a BH liquid lipstick. It says it's a long wearing matte lipstick. Also the color Samantha. I'm gonna put it right next to the lip liner. And it is a cool kind of pinky purple color. So that's the Samantha color. That's the liquid lipstick right there. And the last one I got looks like it's a warmer color, and it is a cashmere cream comfort lipstick. It's in the shade Perf. I think that's what it's called. It comes in like a tube. Little baby doe foot applicator. That definitely feels like more of a nude to me. So that's this color right here on the end. And I think I did a pretty good job actually pairing the lip liners with the lips. So we're gonna go in with the nude liner. That's the nude liner, not a liquid lip, more of a, I don't know what you call this. They call it a comfort lip. It's funny how putting on a little lipstick all of a sudden can tie in the whole thing. So let's see here, what do we have going on here? So the foundation, it's sitting on my skin instead of melting into my skin. It could either be the way I put it on with the brush, or it could be the primer. Maybe I didn't let it dry down enough. I think I need to play around with the foundation a little bit more to see if I actually do like it. Okay, aside from I feel like the foundation was maybe a little light on my skin, and I kind of had to go over it a second time in some of the areas where I felt like I was not getting as much coverage. Overall, I think the colors worked out pretty well. I'm gonna actually see if this performs better with a little setting spray on it. I feel like my under eyes are maybe too bright. I do feel like there's a lot of drama going on with my eyes. I normally don't do quite so much, but I think it turned out okay. I think it turned out pretty, actually. Okay, so here's my assessment on the BH Cosmetics situation. Again, I don't know if it stands for, I always thought it was Beverly Hills, but seeing that there's like a bunch of German stuff on it, kind of thinking maybe not. Foundation, I think I need to try it a little bit more. I do like the packaging. I feel like this has a very Becca kind of look about it. Don't mind the consistency. I feel like this color was maybe too light initially. I might have to work on kind of darkening it up, or maybe mix it with something else to get it a little bit darker of a shade. But overall, you know, it's hard when you buy things online knowing if something's gonna match your skin tone or not. So jury's still out on this. I have to play with that a little bit more. I do like the lip products. I feel like this cashmere cream feels good. It's not, you know, if you're looking for a matte, I think it's okay. I feel like I need a little gloss on it though. Wayne Goss gloss maybe. This is the Antique Rose one, and I've been putting it on top of everything and it works great. Just a little of that right in the center. The eyeshadow formula is just fine. I like the packaging. It's okay that it has a mirror. I'm not a huge fan of these little tiny pans. I know I should use a smaller detail brush. My eyes are not big enough where I need to do big blown out colors. And so I'm trying. And I think this maybe encourages me to use a smaller brush because the pans are so small. So maybe that's not a bad thing. Not upset by the quality or the color. This was the Romantic Nomad palette. So this is good. This color corrector thing, I'm not sold on color correctors. We'll just put it that way. Brow highlighter pencil. I like this. I'm actually going to keep one in here, and then I'll take one into my other vanity. Mascara is fine. I'm not seeing a ton of transfer down here right now, so this is one that I'll actually use and kind of keep using and see if it if I like it even more. I used this combination today, and I like it. The eyeliners, I tried a pencil and a liquid, and the liquid is really more of a felt tip liner and not more of like a marker liner. Felt like it was on par with the sketch marker from Too Faced that I tried recently, but I thought that the tip was a little thicker, so you had to kind of really be specific on where you're putting it. The eyeliner crayons itself, I thought were fine. The quality, the consistency of it, it wasn't too stiff, it wasn't too waxy, there wasn't anything about it that was like, oh, I don't like that. It was perfectly fine. I would absolutely reach for those again. And I'm guessing I got a good deal on it, and that's the reason why I bought 3 of them. Primer, you know, it said it's an anti-shine primer. I don't feel shiny at all. I'm gonna have to try the foundation without the primer to see if it reacts differently. So the jury's still out on these 2 things. Blush, I thought was super pigmented, so I think a little goes a long way with that. I'm not upset by that. I feel like it's kind of a good makeup day. So BH Cosmetics, first impression, full face. I mean, really, I didn't do anything that wasn't BH Cosmetics, did I? Oh, except for the setting spray. I didn't buy a setting spray and the gloss. I don't know why I didn't buy a gloss, because I don't really like glosses. I'll have to go online and look and see if they have a BH gloss. But overall, not upset at all. You guys are gonna have to let me know how you feel about the BH Cosmetics products. I know a lot of you saw the Sylvia Ganni palette, and I feel like the quality of the eyeshadows are consistent between the 2 different ones I've tried now. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this other than it was kind of fun to try a full face of a single brand that I knew nothing about. If you have a brand you're curious about and you want me to be the guinea pig, let me know. Leave me a comment down below. I always look for budget-friendly palettes, and if I can also find budget-friendly other stuff, I'm okay with that too. I hope you guys are having a good day. I care about you. Please know that. And until my next video, bye for now.